Hi, my dear doctors. Today we are going to discuss about the third phase of the primary TB. So we already discussed about the first stage, second stage, and today we will discuss about the third stage. Before going through this stage, I would like to show you the previous images, X-ray images that we discussed in our previous videos. So this one is a pneumonic phase, and we already discussed in our previous videos that pneumonic phase has three stages, three forms, or three different components. That number first component is that of the primary focus, as we can see here. Number second is the lymphangitis and lymphadenopathy, or we can say lymphadenitis, the enlargement of the lymph node. This is a pneumonic phase where we can see that the primary focus is approximately 3 to 5 or more than 5 centimeter, and the contour is unclear, the intensity is average, and it is non-homogeneous, that the structures are somewhere black, somewhere white. So this is the early phase or pneumonic phase. And the lymphangitis, we can see that it is also not so prominent. There is a unclear contour of the lymph vessels, as well as the lymph node involvement is initial stage. The contour is not clear, intensity is also weak. If you compare this image with that of the next stage, that is the resorption phase. After the pneumonic phase, we discussed about the resorption phase, where the primary focus previous it was like this in pneumonic phase. Now the size decreases to this much, or we can say it is about 2 to 3 or 4 centimeter, and the lymphangitis become a little bit prominent because and the size of the lymph node involvement is also decreasing. Why? Because in pneumonic phase the disease was in a progressive or in active form. Now what happening, it start to resolve by body immunity or because of medications. Yes, same thing happened with the lymphangitis and with the lymph node as well. In early stage pneumonic, the size was big, now it became small. So disease is not progressing, rather disease is in the resolving phase. Now we discuss that what happened in the next stage of the TB. This is the third stage of tuberculosis, that is the condensation phase, where we can see that there is a bilateral involvement of the lungs. We can see the right lung and left lung. Both are involved, where we can see the shadow. So before going through the shadow, as I already discussed in our previous videos, we need to check either this image is absorbed or not, either it is rigid X-ray, which projection, AP projection or the lateral projection. Okay, so it's an AP projection, absorb X-ray, and the costophrenic angle is clear. There is no sign of hydrothorax, there is no sign of hydropneumothorax. Okay, the ribs are clear, there is no rib fracture, and there is no consolidation in especially the lower lobes. The heart borders are clear, the cardiophrenic angle is okay. So these are the general things we need to know. After that, we can see that there is consolidation or infiltration in the lungs, in this area and in this particular area. So the right lung middle lobe approximately, left lung upper lobe involvement. So what are these and how we can explain these consolidations? So there is a method of explanation. First we need to see that location, where is the location of the focus. Then we need to go for the type of the focus. Then we need to go the stages, then the contour, then we will go for the intensity, then we will go for the structure, then we will go for the shape. So all these properties we will discuss in this video. So a rapid revision of whatever we earlier studied, that there are 4 stages of the primary TB complex. First stage is a mnemonic phase, then resorption phase, condensation phase, calcification phase. The mnemonic phase further divided into primary focus, lymphadenitis as I already said. So today we are going to discuss about the third stage, that is the condensation. So what is the difference between them? The sizes of the foci. Because in mnemonic phase, size is big, initial involvement, disease progress, resorption, disease is in the resorption phase, regression, size decreases, then gradually decrease till it calcified and form a residual mass. So now we can see here a primary focus, involvement of lymph node involvement, and a primary focus. So as I showed you that in previous the shadow was big, like this much in mnemonic phase, then in resorption phase, and now it become so small, up to 1 to 2 centimeter, and the intensity also increasing. So this is what the differentiation between the other phases and this resorption phase. So the 2 foci here, a small area, and this is the primary area. So here we can see that there are multiple small dots, and these multiple small dots are the calcifying mass. So calcification starts in this stage, and the mass or the primary focus become compact because of the drug or the body immunity. The mycobacterium, they are dying or they are converting into a dormant stage, and the necrotic tissue now converting into a calcified mass. The disease is now going to cure. The same thing also happened with the lymph node or lymph vessel inflammation. Early there was a highly inflammation, the contour was not clear. Now we can see a very thin shadow, and also we can see small dots here. It means calcifying. Okay, same thing happened with the lymph nodes. The lymph nodes also, previously it was markedly enlarged. Now the enlargement is gradually decreasing. It means that it's in a resolving phase. The same thing will happen these 2 foci. If I compare with primary, it is like this. Okay, now we can compare that the dumbbell shape structure or the appearance is going to shrink and going to approximately disappear. This is what condensation phase. Now we will go for the properties, that what are the properties and how we can explain the properties of this phase. So number first, that is the focus. So if you talk about the focus, this is the focus, a very small. It is present in both right lung, middle lobe, as well as the left lung, upper lobe. The second property, that it's an infiltrative shadow, which is now converting into a calcification form, condensation phase. The size is approximately 1 to 2 centimeter. The shape is approximately round to oval. Unclear contour, the borders are still unclear. It is not completely calcified. That's why we can say that the borders are not so clear. The intensity is average to high intensity, and it is still non-homogeneous structure, because we cannot say that all the structure, all the things into the foci is similar to this. This is what the homogeneous. And here we can see some black spots and white spots, so it is non-homogeneous. Understand? Okay, so this was about the focus. Now lymph vessels, lymph gyrus, that the linear tension bar from the focus to the lung root, this one is also decreasing in size and resolving, and fine calcification start here. Okay, and lymph nodes, or enlargement of the lymph nodes, is same as that of the primary focus, that is also in a condensation phase. It's also resolving and decreasing. So how we can explain this particular X-ray? So there is a method of presenting the X-ray. So it is a primary pulmonary tube complex, involvement of right lung middle lobe approximately, left lung upper lobe, which phase? Condensation phase. And if you find some sort of complication, you can write also a complication here. That would be the clinical scenario. So this is how we can present the X-ray as a radiologist, or as a results of the TB, pulmonary TB. So this is about the condensation phase. We will see you in the next video with calcification phase. Thank you.